What's up, y'all? It's Karma, aka The Blur Girl. Welcome back to my channel. I wanted to just jump in and tell you guys I'm gonna be bringing you some more videos. This is a new series I'm calling Stream This, where I talk about stuff that I'm streaming, stuff that I have streamed, things that I'm watching, and I wanna hear from you. I wanna hear about what you're watching too. So stay tuned. Starting off, we're going to talk about anime today, and we're going to talk about some of my favorites, things that I can watch no matter what day it is, what time it is. If I just need to cheer up or wind down, this is the anime that I turn to. So first up is a personal favorite, Ghost in the Shell. Ghost in the Shell was like sort of my gateway anime, and I think I saw the second movie before I saw the first one, but I got hooked on the TV show Standalone Complex. I watched it so much that I think my brother ended up buying me like a DVD or something, and I wore that out. I literally keep that in my queue at all times. It is your serial detective show, like a CSI or an NCIS or things like that, with this special elite group of people from Section 9 who all happen to be cyborgs, because this is the world that we're living in this future Tokyo, in this future Japan. And I just am fascinated by Motoko Kusanagi because the Major, as she is called, is really, she's full cybernetic except for her brain. So she's constantly wrestling inside of herself with this concept of what does it mean to be human and what does it mean to have a spirit, and that's her ghost. I'm fascinated by the show. I've always loved it. I'm a huge fan of Production IG because they do amazing animation. So yeah, if you have never watched that, you need to sit down, get your life right. You've got time. You in the house and watch Ghost in the Shell. Okay, so next up is Bleach. Now, Bleach I think was the second thing I watched. I was fascinated by the whole concept of we live on this plane, but they're Shinigami. There are like death spirits that help guide us on the other side and guide spirits on the other side. I just thought it was a fascinating concept. Also that the spirits of their swords are also entities, and there's a great episode where they become actually separate from the swords themselves. It's fascinating. You either love Bleach or you hate it. Now I know there's a lot of people who are like, I can't watch it. It takes too long. There's 947,000 episodes. There's a lot. You can skip the very last season because I don't like it. I don't want to call it trash, but it's not great. They really jumped the shark with that one. But I do think if you've got nothing to do and if you've got time in your hands, I would definitely, sit down and check this one out. And for those of you who think that Naruto is better, it's not. I'm sorry, I'm in the Bleach camp. Definitely check it out. And also, I'm excited to see what this new Bleach is that's coming out this year. Okay, another favorite of mine is Full Metal Alchemist, Brotherhood. Yes, there was an original anime called Full Metal Alchemist, but I think Brotherhood did a better job. I think the writing was better. I think the characters got fleshed out more. I really enjoyed it. And the animation, again, was really good. Studio Bones did this. I'm a huge Studio Bones fan. I got so into some of these characters that when they died, I cried. It's really about two kids whose mother was an alchemist who died, and they tried to use alchemy to bring her back. And it didn't work in a very, very violent way. Alphonse, that's the one in the suit of armor, he lost his entire body. His spirit resides inside of that suit of armor. And his brother lost his arm because he was trying to save his brother. But on a larger scale, there's also a war going on. There's also who can control this realm. And there is also this concept with the homunculi in the story about, what makes us human. If you're catching a theme, that's kind of my thing. Okay, the next one I gotta bring up is Death Note. Again with the death. Yeah, okay, I'm all right, I'm fine. But Death Note I find fascinating. Again, morality tale. It's not a whodunit, it's a whydunit, or it's a sort of like a howdunit, because sort of from the beginning who's killing everybody. Light Yagami, but not directly. He is a high achieving genius. I would also say he's borderline narcissistic and sociopathic, but I'm not a professional. He basically gets a book from another Shinigami. These are not the same Shinigami as Bleach. Trust me, those guys are cuter. And any name that he writes in this book will die. And if he writes how the person's going to die, that person will die in that way as well. He fashions himself a superhero, and then he sort of bends into more like eugenics, who should be here, who shouldn't. And then he thinks of himself as a god, and I'm not going to tell you like where it goes from there, but it is a fascinating story. It is fascinating also who his nemesis is, L. I think nowadays we would say L is on the spectrum. Back then when the manga came out, they just kind of labeled him as crazy. But L is this genius intellect who has a fondness for candy, and it really is able to go head to head with Light because he is at that same intellectual level. But there's a high body count. And don't ask me about the live action Death Note, that monstrosity on Netflix. Yeah, we don't know her. So that's it for part 1 of the anime that I'm streaming. Stay tuned for part 2. Please subscribe, click that little bell so you don't miss any updates, comment below, and follow me across social media. And if you really enjoy the content I'm creating, please support me on Ko-fi. See you soon.